Hello friends and welcome back to the another amazing live stream video. So guys, today's topic it's little sensational and emotional. I want to talk something serious today, something that hit Texas this week and honestly something we are seeing way too often in America lately. A tornado touched down near Houston and damaged more than 100 homes. Thankfully, there were no injuries, but the pictures, the ripped off roof, blown out windows, garages pulled off their foundations, it's heartbreaking. These are the people, lives, family memories, everything they have built suddenly scattered across their lawns. And every time one of these extreme weather events hits, you can feel this same overwhelming question in the air. Why is this happening so often? And what can actually be done to prevent this from becoming the new normal in America? So, guys, let's get into it. The incident here is what happened. A tornado touched down in the Memorial Northwest neighborhood outside Houston. More than 100 homes took hits, shingles torn off, walls broken, trees uprooted, power lines down. Fine crews had to bring in saw teams just to clear the fallen trees blocking the roads. And you have got families trying to cover windows with traps, people walking around their neighborhoods in shock and wondering how long recovery will take and who is going to help them rebuild their homes. Events like this used to be described as once in a decade, but now it feels like every few weeks a community somewhere in the US is getting torn apart by tornadoes, floods, extreme rainfall, or storms that just seem unnaturally violent. So, guys, why is this happening more often? So, the real research talks about the uncomfortable truth here, the part many politicians dance around. The US is experiencing stronger, more frequent, and more unpredictable severe weather events. And scientists say the biggest driving factor is a warming climate. So, warmer air holds more moisture, warmer oceans store the more energy. Both of these things change the perfect environment for stronger storms, violent tornado outbreaks, and sudden weather swings. Texas, especially, has become a hotspot for these rapid explosive weather formations. Warm Gulf air pushes in, cold fronts drop down, and the collision creates supercell storms that can generate tornadoes in minutes. And with the climate patterns shifting, these conditions are showing up more often in places that didn't used to see storms this strong. Researchers from NASA and several universities have been warning for years that as the temperature rises, we are going to see more clusters of dangerous storms rather than the isolated ones, meaning more events that look exactly like what happened near Houston. So, guys, no, this isn't random, it's a part of a pattern. So, could this have been prevented? Not the tornado itself, nature does where it does, but the impact could have been reduced, and that's where the conversation gets deeper. Better building codes in tornado prone regions, more consistent storm resist roofing, smarter electrical grid protections, better early warning systems, and more storm shelters in residential communities. So these are some things that other states and countries have already started doing, and they have saved lives and reduced the damage. Texas, however, is a patchwork. Some areas have strict building codes, others have almost none. Some countries invest heavily in storm infrastructure, and others leave it almostly to homeowners. It's not that people don't care, it's that the policy hasn't kept up with how fast the weather is changing. And what can the administration do on this? This is where politics always gets messy, but the solution aren't mysterious. The federal government can also step in. They can expand FEMA disaster preparedness grants, not just disaster response money. They can set financial incentives for states to adapt the tougher building codes. They can rebuild the climate monitoring systems that have been cut under different administrations. They can update national standards for infrastructure like the power grids, drainage systems, and storm shelters. They can invest in research that helps predict tornado outbreaks earlier and more accurately. So, guys, right now states mostly choose how strict to be. Federal policy can't force states, but it can make certain funding dependent on meeting the national safety baselines. Another big area the administration can improve is insurance regulation because homeowners in storm prone regions are losing coverage as insurers exit the market. When climate disasters rise, insurance companies retreat and middle class families get stuck. There needs to be national strategy, not 50 separate state responses. So, where does this leave us? We are at a point where communities are adapting faster than government policies. Policy are rebuilding again and again, but storms are getting stronger and the gaps in the preparedness are getting bigger. The Houston tornado is another reminder, a warning almost that this problem won't slow down by itself. And pretending it's just bad luck every time isn't helping anyone rebuild. Families shouldn't have to go through what Texas families are dealing with this week, walking through debris, looking at shattered windows, wondering if their insurance will pay, if the next storm will be worse, or if the help will arrive in time. We can't stop tornadoes, but we can stop being surprised by them. So, guys, yes, that's where things stand. A community near Houston is hurting right now, and we should keep them in our thoughts. But we should also use this moment to ask some bigger questions because this won't be the last time something like this happens. Let me know what do you think on this. Should the administration force sticker standards? Are states doing enough? Is this the new normal or can we still change the course? I would love to hear your thoughts and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for amazing daily breakdowns on US news and politics. Thank you.